This video is brought to you by mywayteaching.com.
Climate and adaptations. Climate has a great effect on the living organisms. Now we know that a living organism survives in a particular habitat only if its body is suited to the climate of that habitat. For example, a camel cannot survive in a snowy place or a very cold place. So the animals and plants develop specific features in their body or develop certain habits to survive in their habitats. Now the presence of specific body features which enables an animal or a plant to live in a particular habitat is called adaptation. These adaptations are very necessary. Why? Because adaptations can help animals to survive in their environment by enabling them to withstand the climate. So we should remember that these adaptations help the animals to withstand the climate. Then it also helps to obtain food. To hide to keep safe or catch prey. And to breathe. There are more things which adaptations helps in, that is why we should use etc. here. For example, let us talk about some examples now. Now the polar bear have two thick layers of furs and a thick layer of fat under its skin. Both these features of the polar bear are the adaptations to make them withstand the extremely cold climate of the polar region. We shall now study the adaptation of some animals to the climate in which they live. Okay, as an example of adaptation of animals to the climatic conditions, we will discuss only the animals living in the two types of habitats, that is the polar region and the tropical rainforest. We already discussed that polar regions are the regions situated near the poles of the earth, and the tropical rainforest are the thick forest which grows both sides of the equator of the earth, where the climate is very hot and humid and the rainfall is very high. Let us start with the polar region. Now the polar region of the earth have a extremely cold climate. Not only that, it has some differences compared to other climates. For 6 months, the sun does not set at the poles, while for the next 6 months, the sun does not rise. During winters, the climate conditions of the polar regions are very cold and the temperature can be as low as -37 degrees centigrade. So the animals living in the polar region have adapted to the extremely cold climate by having some special features. The two animals which live in the polar region are the polar bears and the penguins. Let us discuss in details the adaptations in polar bear. First of all, they are found mainly in the northern polar region. And what do they eat? They eat fish and seal. The polar bear lives in extremely cold climate of the polar region due to the following adaptations. The polar bear has white color which matches its surrounding. Polar bear has two thick layer of furs on its body, and it has a thick layer of fat under its skin. It also has a rounded body and small ears to keep the body surface area to be a minimum. How does this help? Because if the body surface area is minimum, this reduces the loss of heat from the body. Polar bear has big feet to spread the weight of its body on the snow, which prevents it from sinking into the snow and make it walk on the snow easily. Also, they are good swimmers and they have a very strong sense of smell. Now comes the turn of penguins. Now these penguins are found in South Pole. Again, they have to live in a very extremely cold conditions, and so penguins hunt for fish which they eat as food, and they can live in extremely cold climate of the polar region due to the following adaptations. They have black and white color, but they merge well with the white background of ice and snow. Penguins have thick skin and a layer of fat below it, which protects them from extreme cold. They live together in large numbers, and penguins huddle together to keep themselves warm. Also, they have a streamlined body, flipper-like wings, and webbed-like feet, which makes them good swimmers. And being a good swimmer, this helps penguin in catching fish as a prey. In addition to polar bear and penguins, some other animals that live in polar regions are musk oxen, reindeers, Arctic foxes, seals, whales, and many kind of fish and birds.